Soulframe might become the biggest free-to-play game, and that big reveal at the TennoCon event proves that. Hey guys, how you doing? We just got the latest update expansion teaser for Soulframe, and it teases things that will eventually come to Soulframe very soon. So if you find this info at all insightful, smash that like and subscribe button, and let's dive right in. So one of the biggest things that was shown is the storyline lore. Now we can finally get to see the bigger picture in the story. It's basically digging into who your Envoy actually is, like your real backstory, what happened with your mom, and why everything's so messed up on this planet. During the cinematic sections, it jumps between the present and flashbacks, so you get to see your younger self running around as a kid, and also hanging with this old guy named Doyen, and then suddenly things hit the fan when this guy Tempest Bayor shows up. He's another Envoy like you, which means he's got a pact, and it now seems like these people who can wield pacts are known as Blue Bloods and are also somehow related to the Fae, like the Fae Empress, for example. So there could be an entire race of Fae which mixed with humans, and yeah, we were the result. So Bayor has aligned himself with the invading Ode forces that are colonizing and exploiting this world, and is working for the Ode invaders boss named Synod. However, the teaser was a bit too short to flesh out a proper story, but we should get those missing pieces when the full expansion launches sometime in fall of this year. So this Bayor is also the reason why we were separated from our mother as a baby during the fall of Castle Kernhold. Now here's a major teaser. While this pact, which is the Ode Tempest, is already in the game, this sword, which is an upcoming weapon that should arrive with this expansion, looks like it will be something new and not the same as a normal weapon. This sword was also teased in DevStream 16, and it looks like this power could be a temper or even a completely new wielding ability added to weapons. During the fight with your Envoy's mother, she also teases a new pact that looks more angelic, and one of the arcanic abilities is that you can trap the enemy and a sword comes striking down, so this should be one of the two new packs coming. Now here we see Bayor using this weapon, and honestly, definitely looks like a unique power connected to the weapon, as we see him launching in the air with red lightning, or this could also be a unique ruin, because we see him smiting the mother during this fight scene. But again, it could be anything the devs are cooking up. So this new fable will be called Warsongs, and it's much longer than the previous ones. So the devs describe this short intro as only half of the fable, and a condensed one at that, meaning it could be 2 or 3 hours long, which is why I'm referring to this update as an expansion rather than some mini update we get every other month, and there's also a good reason for this. So this update will bring in many features, weapons, armor, and packs, and also an entirely new second UI, which sounds weird, but it honestly was pulled off really well. So we talked about these two things already coming, such as the Mother's Pact, but this is still a guess kind of, and obviously this sword is also coming to the game because of the concept image shown in DevStream 16, but also this crow will become a new companion, because it was teased at the dev stream as well, and it honestly beats a little sparrow. Well, for me at least. So now we get into the important update and one of my favorite things, and if you watched the live demo, you probably know what I'm talking about. So this is the introduction of a dark pact. It kind of reminds me of Fable a bit. If you do bad things, your character is seen as bad, however, this is much more pleasing. Although if they do make people run from you, like the villagers for example, when you're wearing this pact, that'd be kind of cool as well. Anyway, so this pact is called the Vadagar Pact. Normally you level up using the 3 good virtues such as courage, spirit, and grace, but with Vadagar you switch to the corrupted side and use wrath, death, and doom instead. They didn't dive much into detail about that, but we should get more details in a dev stream before they actually release this update. What's really interesting about this pact, your screen now turns dark when you use it. It's not full evil mode, you're still trying to save the world, but you're using the enemy's own corruption against them. They showed it in the new Warsong story where some envoys go down that path, so it's all interconnected somehow. It's for people who want to play a more dark-themed version, which is cool. We don't want this happy Wonderland area, so honestly, I think this is the right approach to please all players. Now on that note, we also got teased the new chainsword called Coiled Dawn, and this move here seems like the heavy attack, so overall another big win. With this whole dark theme they going for, we have another piece which is the armor which I wanted instantly as soon as I seen it. It's pushing more towards Elden Ring armor, which is one of my all-time top games. We will also be getting another variant of this armor, which is the gold version, and again looks great and will likely come with its own pact. I'm guessing your mother's pact will be this one's complete set. Next is something we've all been waiting and asking for: mounts. So the wolf mount is finally coming to the game, and we also got teased in the live demo another mount which looks like a corrupted horse. Hopefully they give us a variant as well that isn't corrupted, like maybe a white one we can use for that gold armor set. During the first live gameplay, we see the new dynamic weather system in action. This honestly looks like a new world, even though it's the same place with just extra weather effect. So like I said, there's so many new features coming to the game with this update. However, In the dev stream just before the live demo, the devs announced that our wolf pups will receive extra storylines that basically grow them up into the mount, and we should expect the new dynamic weather before the big expansion goes live in the fall. So this whole fable has a ton more story, cinematics, and personal moments than anything they've done before. Overall, the studio really cooked with this one. It finally gives us way more backstory on who you are, what happened to your family, and why you're fighting. And the best part? What they showed in the demo was a shortened version. The real thing when it drops this fall is going to be longer and even deeper. It feels like Soulframe's story is finally opening up big time and not like Warframe, which took years of updates to actually develop a storyline. This places the game in a much better position than any of D's previous ones. However, I feel like the game still needs more difficulty because it kind of feels like you're just going through it, and there's no impact where you can think back and say, that boss was hard. I get that this is not a Souls game, but tough opponents make game memories, and it makes the player always remember that particular part. If they would add a difficulty option to a Fable before it begins, it would truly make it something a lot of players can play or even replay on a more difficult level. I mean, that makes sense, right? So ultimately the game is heading in a good direction, and it's not going to stop there. I'm really hoping when this patch releases that we will get more multiplayer things to do, or at the very least matchmaking in dungeons. So yeah, guys, that's basically everything that was revealed. There should be more news in the coming weeks, and obviously more stuff between those patches, till we get the new Fable in the mounts. And yeah, so if you found this info at all insightful, smash that like and subscribe button. We go over patch notes, breakdowns, and pretty much everything to do with Soulframe.